What's up, guys? This is Jimmy Retro here, and it's middle of E3 week. As today is June 10th, it's really hot outside, and it's about a half hour before the Ubisoft press conference comes out, and I'll be posting a video about that later. So, while I'm waiting, I'd like to take time to do an unboxing of what is possibly the last 3DS game that's probably going to ever get a collector's edition, which is Persona Q2, New Cinema Labyrinth on the 3DS. It's probably going to be the last 3DS game in a while, because considering Nintendo is not going to be producing that much 3DS games, with the Switch being a huge hit and all. So, while I'm opening it up, how about some news flashes? In case you haven't heard, some guy on Twitter was leaking a bunch of stuff about everyone's conference and actually successfully predicted a bunch of them, like Cyberpunk 2077 and the surprise appearance by Keanu Reeves and all that. Well, apparently Nintendo got a hold of that guy and got a lawyer and told him to cease and desist, else they sue him and whatever. So yeah. Now that's over. Let's see what this has inside. And also, Stadia is actually making an ambitious footprint, as shown Square Enix porting their Avengers game on there, but not the Switch. Cue crying. But maybe we might see a Switch port in the future, so we don't know. As you can see, here's the back of it. And here's surprising detail. As you can see here, there's a plush of Koromaru, which is about 5 inches. Which is a nice bonus. Be a nice fit to add to my video game toy collection. As well as a bunch of playing cards. And let's hope it doesn't stick here. Ah, here we are. An art book of everything that's told within. And finally, if I can get this here. Here we are. The 3DS game, probably the last physical 3DS release we're ever gonna get. By the way, let's see what these playing cards have. So, as a brief recap, the Xbox One has teased about Project Scarlet and Halo Infinite about to launch alongside it. And the absence of PlayStation notably makes a difference, because Xbox right now is killing it. And there's a new Dragon Ball RPG repeating the events of Z, only in RPG form, which is simply called Kakarot. Either it's going to take an exact form, or they might throw a little bit of different stuff in there. And as you can see, look at these playing cards. It's like a standard suit of... It's like your basic standard suit, but like, you know, hearts, spades, clubs, and diamonds. Only with Persona characters slapped onto it. And like what I was saying, Halo Infinite has finally been teased, and crowds are loving it. Praising it as the comeback that everyone needed, that Halo Guardians did not do. And so far, almost every game aside from Doom Eternal and FIFA is skipping the Switch, which can be owed to a number of reasons, but none compared to the simplest one. It's just not powerful enough. And despite the rumors that Nintendo's releasing a couple more models for the console, people are hoping that it's a really, really powerful one, so they can get more third-party support. And hopefully get the games they want in the future. So here's a plush. Too bad the tail isn't extendable. The wings, which are movable. But yeah, that about sums it. So yeah, that was a quick unboxing. I'll be back with the Ubisoft press conference in a few minutes, so maybe in an hour or so. And maybe talk about how the Stadia could kill the Switch, considering as most games are now starting to get released on it over the Switch. So I'll see you guys in time at least.
346 minutes later.
Alright, I'm back. And well, for starters, the Ubisoft show actually started off pretty strong. We got a really cool preview of the Assassin's Creed Orchestra. They've been playing themes from the first game to Odyssey. It's really nice. Watch Dogs Legion is a game I definitely want to check out. Because for starters, you can play as literally anyone that's in London. Secondly, the environment was actually pretty similar to what we're seeing in nowadays England, concerning Brexit and all that. And they even make references to that. And it's also kind of reminded me of that dystopian novel 1984 from Orwell. So that's something I really want to see. It's surprising that it's going to make its way to Stadia and not the Switch. Nintendo, whatever you're doing for your E3, it better be good. Also, we've seen a bit of updates from Rainbow Six. It was mostly Rainbow Six and free updates and all that. For Honor, got a free little expansion involving the Japanese feudal culture. And it looks really good. You think I might want to check that out? And also, Adventure Time is crossing over to Brawlhalla. For a limited time, it's free. And speaking of free, some Rainbow Six games are available for free for E3 week, as well as a trial of this new roller derby game called Roller Champions, which is set to hit whatever platform it is going to hit, which hopefully will be the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, maybe even Scarlet and PS5 in the future in 2020. And also, Uplay is evolving into a new system where you pay $15 to get a lot older games in there, which is good but yet bad at the same time, because I forgot my password to Uplay, and every time I try to make a new one, it won't let me. I always ask, this is a password that has been used before and all that jazz. Hopefully they will have resolved the bug by then. And for some reason, the new Just Dance game is still getting released on the Wii. Even after 13 years of being in the market, it still gets games for some weird reason. I know, it surprised me too. And we also got a sneak peek on a new game called Gods and Monsters from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which probably they didn't want to misuse the concept art or let it all go to waste. But overall, the Ubisoft presentation was mostly Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six and what's next for that title, especially Quarantine, and the new mobile game that looks like Fortnite, only it's probably going to be better than Fortnite, hopefully. As well as a couple of updates and all that. Maybe some teasers. Nothing new that hasn't been seen a couple days ago. Oh yeah. And there were celebrity appearances by Shane Walsh, John Bertal, as him with a dog, and of course everybody moons over the dog. And a couple of other key points, but other than that, well, that was it. I mean, it was 40 minutes, Rainbow Six Siege, Quarantine, PvP, all that stuff. 30 minutes of new games and new content. So yeah, that was about it. And so, right now it's about 15 minutes before the Square Enix presentation is supposed to present, and hopefully we might get more details on why the Stadia was chosen over the Switch and for their new Avengers game, and if there's any connections to the MCU, and maybe some new releases for any console or PC for that matter. And we finally got notice of the Final Fantasy VII Remake that supposedly was going to take place for 13 years or whatever. We finally got a release. It's going to be released March 3rd, 2020, which is exactly 3 years after Breath of the Wild got released on Switch. So that's all we know. And we'll find out in about 15 minutes from now.
Much later.
And so, after seeing the Square Enix presentation, I was mind blown by how many games there were. And it's not just Final Fantasy VII Remake or Avengers, but like there were so many games available. Some not even related to Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts for that matter. I mean, we first got a preview of Final Fantasy and how Cloud and the rest of the gang look like in the new PS4 remake, and it's coming out March 3rd with a collector's edition and a first class edition, both which have figurines of one just Cloud and another with Cloud on his motorcycle, and a steelbook and among other things, but it's wicked awesome. However, it costs about $330. So if you want to get it now before they sell out and you miss out on your first chance on getting them. I mean, the remake looks amazing, it looks astounding, especially after finally playing the game for the first time on the Switch, since I never played it before. I was hyped. And afterwards we were led with other reports of games, and a little bit of a shock when I found out that Octopath is no longer a Switch exclusive, and it's now available to download off Steam. Which kind of blows in a way, because it's kind of blowing Nintendo's trust or something. And we finally got a previews of Dragon Quest Builders 2, which looks like Minecraft, only Dragon Ballized and RPGized, which Minecraft somehow is countering with its own Dungeons game. It's gonna be out on PS4 and also on the Switch, surprisingly, after finding out while booting up my old system. Also, we also got some old reruns and rehash of some games like Life is Strange 2 and DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. We got some look into some indies and more remasters and reports for Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC, you name it. There was still a lot of games that have been known into seeing for a long time. I mean, got surprised that FF8 is actually getting remastered on the Switch and PS4 and Xbox One and PC, which kind of surprised me, and it explains a lot about why that game didn't appear on the eShop. And we got a couple more updates and more DLC and all that, but it was not until the end of the show where we finally saw Avengers in action. I mean, this is what kind of stuns me. They chose the Stadia over the Switch for that game, and there's no loot boxes or pay to win. So, Square Enix is doing what EA is supposed to not be doing, which is no loot boxes, no microtransactions, none of that stuff. So in another way, even Marvel is beating Lucasfilm when it comes to video games. The only sad part is they both skipped Nintendo Switch, and there's no word if a Switch port is in the works. It may ever happen. On the plus side, though, you can't connect your Joy-Cons and Pro Controller to the Stadia, so it's similar to being on the Switch, but just won't be the same. But anyway, many fans who watch Endgame are probably going to be thrown off by the voices of the new characters and how the tables turn. And for now, there's almost no connection to the MCU. And for spoilers for those who haven't watched Endgame career years right now, it's actually, instead of Iron Man dying, it's Captain America who ends up dying. And everyone is woke up 5 years later, after the events of A-Day as they call it. They start reforming a team after what happened to Captain America and growing up and stuff. And the game focuses on how they cope with their mistakes and the loss that they face when someone go. No pros, no loot boxes, no microtransactions, no pay to win for any stuff. It's a pure old beat-em-up video game. It has 4-player co-op, 3 PvP. Cons, however, no Switch version. And for those who follow the MCU, they'll probably be thrown back because they probably got used to Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, etc. And the lack of more familiar faces like Hawkeye or Ant-Man or Wasp or whatever. But still, you get to play as all 5 characters, and we'll see how that goes, and maybe there might be a Switch version in the future. Recap. Ubisoft had a pretty simple E3 this year. Nothing much new aside from a bunch of updates of Rainbow Six this and Rainbow Six that. Square Enix, on the other hand, had a handful of games. However, most of them were either rehashes or remakes or ports to other consoles. And a good glimpse on the new Avengers game coming out. However, there's still a lot more left for E3 week. There's still Nintendo to take care of, and that'll be for tomorrow. For the next 3 days, I'm going to LA for the E3 event and try out their new games for myself and see to them how they compare to expectations. And maybe I might tour around the city and stop by a few spots along the way. So, that's it for this video, so please leave a like, comment below your reactions on the new games that were on E3, and don't forget to subscribe for more of me, Jeremy Retro, and the next other pals. So until then, see you guys next time.